We're going to talk to you about how to not undervalue your nutrition services and in fact charge thousands of dollars for them, and why that is completely necessary for you to make money, for your employees to make money, and also for your clients to get results. Welcome to the Profit Lifestyle for Fitness Entrepreneurs podcast. My name is Scott Carpenter. I am a personal trainer turned multiple gym owner and investor who's already been through the rock bottom and near bankruptcy in the fitness business. But I've been lucky enough to come out the other side and have turned the profits of my fitness business into indestructible wealth. I'll be sharing the no bullshit strategies, tactics, and advice to win big in business and in life. So if you're a gym owner, a personal trainer, or an online coach who wants to make multiple six figures in take-home profit and have the freedom with your time to actually enjoy it, subscribe now to this podcast. This is the show for you. All right, welcome back to the Profit Lifestyle for Fitness Entrepreneurs. I'm Scott Carpenter, have my fantastic host here, Andy Boimila. And today, we're going to talk to you about how to not undervalue your nutrition services and in fact charge thousands of dollars for them, and why that is completely necessary for you to make money, for your employees to make money, and also for your clients to get results. And this is very much on my mind right now because I've had 2 or 3 calls over the last week or so with a few gym owners who are either they're making the classic mistake of either charging too little for the nutrition, or B, not being able to sell it, which is extremely common. And if you're a believer in it, then C, they end up giving it away for free or just as part of their other stuff because they think it sweetens the pot and it makes their offers look more attractive when they're including all this nutrition. But that's a very common error because when people aren't really bought into nutrition, they don't do shit. They do not value it. And if they're paying too little for it or they didn't pay for it at all, they're just not going to make any changes. They're not bought into it. And this is a tricky subject because it took me a freaking decade to get good at it. And I'm not talking just with me. All right. So I know the value of it. I know I can sell it myself, but I always ran into problems when I had somebody else either sell it or even just fulfill it. I could easily sell it when I was working in the gyms doing consultations. I could easily fulfill it and retain it and keep it for the long haul. But the minute I had somebody else do it, the whole thing fell apart. People are really bad at selling it. And in all defense, it's really tricky. Andy, you've probably seen a lot of people struggle with this as well, right?
I mean, let's talk about the classic scenario. You've got a gym owner, they've opened their gym, they're doing group classes, they're probably doing personal training. And then they get the bright idea, hey, most of my clients could probably benefit from nutrition, and some of them are even asking me about it. So why don't I just start a nutrition program? Which they do. They might put together a course, they might put together a 12-week program, they might have some basic ideas of what they want to do. They launch this thing and they think that everybody under the sun, 100% of their clientele is going to buy this thing, right? And they usually charge for it. They probably don't charge enough to begin with. Mm-hmm. And then what ends up happening is like 2 or 3 people end up buying it. And then they go through the program and it's not that great. And it costs the gym owner a ton of time because they're the one probably fulfilling it. And then the gym owner gets discouraged. And then they're like, well, my nutrition program failed. And then they kind of do nothing with the nutrition program.
Yeah.
And then like a year goes by and they're like, you know what? We need more revenue. Let's launch a nutrition program again. We're going to do this the right way. We're going to market it. We're going to reflush out the whole program. Let's do this. We're going to charge a little bit more for it because we know it's worth it. Let's do this. They do it. And the same fucking thing happens again. Like this time, like 3 people buy it and they're like, what am I doing? Like, why don't I have a nutrition program? So yes, it is super common. And the reason I can say what I just said is because that's what I've gone through personally. Mm-hmm. And I've also seen other gym owners go through it personally as well. We get this bright idea that there's this low-hanging fruit that some gym guru was like, listen, just do a nutrition program. It'll increase your revenue, like without a lot of work. Bullshit. It requires a bunch of work. And not only that, but it's not a service that most of our clients that are already there came for in the first place or signed on for what they're doing now. So we're trying to market something to somebody that doesn't really want it. Why would
Yep.
we expect this to work?
Yeah, it's so tricky. We all know so many of them need it, right? If they have any kind
Right.
of weight loss, body composition goals, they need it. But in their heads, they're thinking, you know what, I know what to do. I just need to do it. You're signing people up for whatever, personal training, small group, large group, semi-private, whatever the hell you got, right? And you start talking nutrition and you start talking about it. And then, their clients are thinking just like, yeah, I know what I need to do. I just need to do it. Well, newsflash, that's the hard fucking part, is the doing it, right? That is the hard part. That's why you need help. It's self-evident, but we're unable to sell it in. We're unable to get them to buy in and realize like, oh, you have a program that I can actually solve this for the rest of my life. Not just like have me lose weight over 12 weeks or whatever, and then I go back to my normal fat ass habits, right? And it's not about motivation. It can't be. Motivation can't be sustaining for something like this. And so when you do it the right way, they're gonna be like, oh my God, I understand how I can actually change these habits for the rest of my life so I can keep these results forever. And I'm ready for it. And therefore they're actually malleable to changing, because quite often they'll give it a shot and they resist you at every turn, every damn turn, to make any changes in their life.
And I mean, think about it, right? What happens if you were to go contact an actual nutritionist or like a nutrition coach, right, that owns their own nutrition company, not a gym that's starting a nutrition program, but an actual nutrition company? They're going to charge you a boatload of money, right? Like programs are
Mm-hmm.
like $600 to $5,000 a month. With, I think the lowest I've seen is like a 3-month minimum,
Mm-hmm.
upwards of like a year contract. And why is this? Because in order for the client to actually succeed, they need buy-in, and it needs to be done for the long term. And this is where we as gym owners fail, because we're like, oh, well, it'll just be month to month. We'll just try it out, and we'll charge $200 for it. The client's not bought in.
Mm-hmm.
You're not getting paid enough, so you're getting burnt out.
Yep.
But we don't have the stones to really charge what it's worth,
Yeah.
and then actually deliver on it.
Yep. And that's why some of you don't even offer it too. Because it's like, well, nobody really wants to buy. I thought about it before. I pitched it a couple times or whatever. I've included it and stuff. So some of you just do that shit for free.
Yep.
And some of you have never touched it. Right. And all of those are not great answers, because there's so many people need this stuff. And it is difficult. It took me when I started as a trainer, I worked for Lifetime for 4 years, department. No, it took me over 10 years to develop a system that would be scalable, where it could be sellable and be able to be fulfilled by anybody in my gyms. Not anybody. I have one person per gym. You know what I mean? You don't need everybody doing it.
Right.
And in some cases, if you have multiple gyms, you can have one person servicing all of your locations.
You absolutely could. I mean, you can basically, with this system, right, you can treat it almost like an online business. It does not need to be done in person.
Right.
So you can service multiple people very, very easily across multiple gyms, or even in one gym.
Yeah.
And it doesn't require you to actually be there in person, which is super helpful.
Yep. And these 2 to 3 conversations, there's 3 conversations, excuse me, that I've had recently. It's just like, oh my God, there's so much you're leaving so much low hanging fruit on with this. And to give you an example of one was George and G. They're in New York, not in the city, but they're in New York. They have a personal training studio, doing pretty well, right? They've never really been able to go after that kind of thing. But let's face it, if you're paying for personal training, you're not really going to be changing much unless you make changes in the other 165 hours a week. Not the 3 that they're working out with George and G or their staff. It's the other 165 hours in the week. That's where they're going to screw everything up. And they didn't really do much other than like just general advice during sessions and stuff, right? So it's low-hanging fruit. So they just didn't know how to go about it. So we talked, and they joined us with our high-ticket launch program, right? And we built out an executive offer. And the only difference on their executive offer is the workout sessions are actually with either George or G. And then they have an accelerator one where it's with their staff. But basically all it is their 3 times a week PT sessions, right? And then this nutrition mentorship program, which consists of 1 hour onboarding session, okay, and a 30-minute check-in weekly. Can be done over Zoom or phone, can be done in person. That's it, okay? And so their executive one is the same thing, it's just with them, charging $5,000 for 9 weeks, okay? Their accelerator program is the same thing, right? It's just the 3-time-week workouts. It's the onboarding where they're going to build out the thing. And we have the tracker. We've developed a transformation tracker that we've given to everybody to fulfill it, right? And they use that. And then the 30-minute check-ins with somebody on their team. That's $3,500. So for any of you not familiar with High Ticket Launch, we teach you how to build out these high ticket offers, how to sell them, how to fulfill them, and how to renew them, convert them into 6 to 12 month on EFT after their initial period is up. So anyways, we focus on massively fast results. I'm going to have you selling this probably within a week, maybe 2 if we just need more time for a few things with your business.
Didn't George and G already sell 2 within the first week?
I would say they got their first one in the first week, and I think their second one might have come in day 8, 9, 10, around there.
Okay, so two of these programs, and I think you were telling me that one of them was the executive program and one of them was the accelerator program.
Yeah.
So 5,000 and 3,500
yes.
within the first 10 days.
Within 10 days max, it could have been 9. I don't really know. They sold the $5,000 to their first consult coming in. Because one of the big things I say is, listen, you're going to be tempted because this is new, right? It's a new product and offer that you have. This is the first time selling it, and you're charging way more money than you ever have before. So you're going to get really scared. You're going to want to not present this on your consult until you learn it more. But I say, don't do that. I don't even care if you sell it or not, but you're going to get comfortable saying $5,000. I don't care if you sell it because, hey, if you just sell your normal training only, you're anchoring so high, it makes your training look so much less expensive. So I just said, I want you going for it. The people who see the best results are the ones who just go with this. So, and you guys have the ability, you've got the ability to go do it. Very first consult that she did, $5,000 executive program. Fucking wild, right? And then the $3,500 one was an upgrade. Somebody that they're already working with, because that's another thing I have you do is like, all right, you guys know at least 5 or 10 clients that you have right now that need more than workouts. You have at least 5 to 10 people that you know they're doing really well, coming consistently. They really want to get somewhere, and it's more than the workouts to get there, but they're ready for it. And then here's how you approach them. Here's how you offer a case study thing for your nutrition mentorship. And yeah, so she upgraded, and she was 17 years old, $3,500. Boom, right there. And obviously, guys, you might not know anything about what we do, but they made all their money back in spades and more in 10 freaking days doing this. And it's not rocket science, although it did take over a decade to figure this thing out, right? But yeah, now that's worth it. That's spending half an hour with somebody on a weekly basis for that kind of money, right? And you can easily pay somebody on your staff to do it. This is such a scalable system because it is so stupidly simple. It's really simple. Yeah, it takes some time to get good at the coaching and mentorship, but we teach you that, right? She's not going to be an ace to start out with, but she's going to get her first 2 people in, right? She's going to get the reps in. We have our whole course and guidance, and we've got one-on-ones where we're helping refine and teach her this, but it's really easy, guys.
Yeah, I mean, between the coaching that we do with our clients on how to have these one-on-one check-in sessions with their clients, plus the tracker and all the other resources that we give them, it's really a bolt-on service that is really easy to implement. And I think that was one of the things that actually attracted me to PTL when I signed on, was like, oh, I can just bolt this on. I've got the resources that I don't have to build, which is what I had to do before with my nutrition program, and someone's going to teach me how to deliver it, then yeah, it seems like a no-brainer. And it does. It makes it so much easier.
Yeah, it's already done for you. You can white label everything to match your brand. It's no monthly fee to keep using it, right? And you can use it in conjunction with a True Coach or a Trainerize if you want, but you don't need to. and you get the lifetime license to use it as is. We brand it the 63-day transformation, but yours might be 8 weeks. It might be 12 weeks, right? And you might want to white label it to match your business, and that's all totally fine. But it's so simple. It's so simple. And I was just talking to somebody earlier this morning about, they've got a registered dietitian on staff. She couldn't sell this thing to save her life. And that's a big problem. He said people enjoy it, and I'm sure they enjoy her and this and that. But the thing is we always feel like we need to be an RD on this stuff. You don't, guys. There is so little teaching and so little science involved in this, because guess what? People don't give a shit. They don't want to hear about gluconeogenesis and all this shit. We might like that because we're fitness nerds, but it's all about action.
Yeah. The average person doesn't care. They don't want to geek out about those kind of things.
No.
They want someone to sit there and tell them, listen, you can have the ice cream, not feel guilty, but keep it in, rein it in, right? Prioritize protein, and I'm going to hold your hand while we do it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they really need. They need someone to guide them along the way, to show them that it's okay. But here's the deal. We have a tendency to undervalue it and undercharge for it. And it's incredible. It's like when we open our gyms and we do our group fitness and we charge $100 a month for group fitness. And then someone comes along and says, you should probably charge more. And we say, there's no way that that's possible.
Yeah.
There's no way I can do that. And then you're like, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to charge more. You charge more. People still buy it. And then they turn around and become better clients because they're paying more. And you have less headaches. And you're like, what is this voodoo magic? We should be, we treat and we teach people how to treat nutrition programming and nutrition coaching in the same facet.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, if you need 100 people in your nutrition program to make it worthwhile, you're going to be burning the candle at both ends. You will hate your life. It reminds me of Lauren Dervloy, Ruston, Louisiana, right? At the time, and we started working together in 2021. At the time, I don't know what it is now, and inflation set in, but at the time, the median gross income, family income in Ruston, Louisiana was like $34,000 to $35,000. That was it. She is phenomenal. She's so talented. She was burning the candle at both ends. Her nutrition was anywhere from like 79 to 129 a month, depending on if you're an OG or not, right? She was doing she did CrossFit, right? Maybe OG's paying 120. Maybe her rates were 150, 160 at that time, and had a lot of people. People loved her, and she was dying inside. 9 years into the business. And when we were talking, she was crying. She's like, I have tried everything. I've hired everyone. This thing is just sucking my soul. I can't keep doing it. She had two beautiful young girls. And, her husband had started the gym and had some big health problems. She thinks it's a lot of the stress of it. And he's not involved anymore. They did a price hike on their normal group memberships, and they got slaughtered. And, they had a employee that factioned off, took half the clients, opened up down the road. Like they've been through hell and back. And she's like, I can't keep doing this. And given a lower income area like that, she still crushed it. So in her nutrition plus group mentorship, she sold at $2,000. Nice. And then her executive was PT, 3 times a week PT, mm-hmm. and she sold at $4,500. And she was so scared. I had the screenshot of her message. She's like, first PC, that's perfect consultation done. And I'm sweating. She writes it all out. She says, but 2K transformation sold.
Nice.
Amazing. And then get this, her next three sales were all $4,500 executive programs.
There you go.
In her first month, she brought in $18,000, effectively doubling in new business, effectively doubling it. And I still have the voice note she left where she's just like, very emotional. She's like, I'm so emotional right now, but this is the first time I felt free in 9 years, and it feels amazing. So it's the coolest experience. But this happens everywhere. I don't care if you're a large group, small group, semi, one-on-one. Most of you are not doing great with nutrition, if doing anything at all.
Nope.
And this is something that you can do. When we teach you how to do this, we have you, roll it out to your existing people, because you can upgrade so many of your current clients who are just doing workouts and they need more. You guys know that. If you're listening to this, you know that. You know 5, 10, 15 people off the top of your head, like, yep, they would be a great candidate for this. And so we have you launch it internally, and then we have you launch it externally out on social media and email and paid ads if you're doing those. And it doesn't take you much. You sell 1 to 2 high ticket programs a month. And for most of you out there, by the end of the year, you have a really good shot at doubling your take home income. Realistically, that's just the math. So, yeah, I mean, that's, as I've had all these conversations, I'm like, yeah, let's just talk about this today. This mistake is everywhere.
It's so common. I mean, talk to new gym owners, not even new gym owners. We talk to gym owners that we haven't talked to before. And I'm like, how's your nutrition program? They're like, it's fine, but could be better. And I say, that's what your clients tell you about their nutrition. And you know that that's bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great comparison right there. It's exactly what it is. And it is the lowest hanging fruit, man. And the highest return on your time and money and you name it, you could ever do. Sure. I mean, a lot of people, you guys sell swag, you sell supplements and this and that. And some of you make a little bit extra money, but you got overhead and there's complication and then this and that and the other. And like, I keep it simple, man. We've got our workouts, we've got our mentorship program, and we got small space, high profit, and we just dominate. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. This is one that you don't just increase your profit or your revenue by 5%, maybe 10% if you're really killing it. No, this is one where you can just completely double your take-home income pretty easily. So
and it's not that hard. Just charge more for it and make sure you're giving personalized attention. It's really what it comes down to. Whether it's you or somebody else delivering in your gym, that's really what it comes down to.
Yep. And you got to learn. So it all starts in the sale too. So you have to learn how to talk about this where people like, oh my God, this is the exact program that I needed. I just didn't know it existed. And in order to do that, yes, you're not saying, well, we've got nutrition coaching and you really need to do it because that's where the results come from. That ain't going to fucking do it. Right. So you got to learn how to sell it the right way, because that's where compliance really sets in. If they're excited to make this change, if they're excited to finally stop screwing around and learn how to do this so it's easy. So it's something that's fun. It's flexible. It's something that they can do and still hang out with their friends and family and not have to have guilty and still get where they need to be, eating the foods that they like, something they can do forever. All right. So yeah, there's techniques in that, right? And so some of you have been through it that listen to this and some of you haven't, but Raj is our editor. And Raj, listening to this, if you can drop a link, if anybody wants to learn more about our high ticket program or hop on a call with me or Andy or somebody on our team to see if it would bolt into their business really well. And Raj, if you could leave that link, that'd be great. But otherwise, keep tuning in, keep watching our stuff. And you can always reach out to us too. We can send you tons of trainings on this stuff. But yeah, so moral of the story, guys, volume is hard right now. It is hard getting leads into the gym at the moment. It's hard getting leads for a lot of people. Not if you're paid, you're still getting decent cost per lead. But holy cow, is it hard to get them in the gym. And yes, volume right now is really hard for a lot of us. So you've got to make more money per person flat out. And the people that can afford to do this, they're not really hit by recessions either. So get ahead of this, recession-proof your business. One sign-up can turn your new business from $0 to $3,500, $5,000, just like that from one person. And that is a huge safety net. So, man, I really encourage you guys to look into doing this and making this change, adding this on, because it doesn't cost a lot of money and you're going to make a ton of money no matter what. Those clients are there. They are out there and they're showing up to you. You just don't know what to do with them. All right, we'll cut it there, Andy. I think that's pretty good, right?
I think that was great. Some little actionable items for you guys. Again, first of all, just to kind of recap everything that Scott and I went over, when it comes to the sale of this thing, people don't buy the drill. They want the whole. So you need to figure out what they want and then sell them what they need. And that's what you do with nutrition, and then charge for it. Don't undersell it. Charge more for it and give personalized attention. Make it simple scales. And that's really what it comes down to, everyone. So really hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, definitely make sure to go over and subscribe to the podcast. Listen to it on Apple, Spotify, wherever you guys listen to podcasts. Feel free to reach out to us. Any questions you guys have, shoot us an email. We're happy to help. And we'll catch you on the next one.
Thanks, guys. Listen, if you're stuck and could use some advice in your business, whether you're just starting out, a veteran in the business, or expanding online or into multiple locations, you can hop on a free call with us to pick our brains at ptlegends.com/one-on-one call. You can see that in the show notes. That is with numbers. Chances are we'll be able to help you get some clarity on what you need to do specifically in your business to get to the next level. It's not a sales call. We'll connect you with the right resources to help you solve your problems. But if you want to learn more about working with us, that's cool too. We can share that information should you want it. So book your call now to get out of the rat race before your week consumes you, which is easy to do at ptlegends.com/one-on-one call. That's with the number 1 on the number 1 call. You can find this in the show notes. See you soon.